Hi, good morning, PTNI's daily show. Happy Thursday morning. Happy to have you here on Leadership Thursday. I'll be your host. My name is Alan, serving as COO of ICE and also teaching in our fitness athlete division and also a little bit now in our modern management of the older adult division. Got a whole bunch of dogs in the room right now, so I apologize for any sort of noises or barking or dog type noises that might pop up over the next 15 minutes. Today's Gut Check Thursday as well. If you didn't see Gut Check Thursday, 4 rounds for time, 20 calories on the rower for men, 17 for women, and then 20 burpees for everybody. 4 rounds should be a nice sub 10-minute workout for you. I did it in 9:36, did not feel very good, was originally going to do 4 rounds for time of 25-25. Super glad that I did not. Couple courses coming up as we approach the end of the year. Don't really have a lot left going on. This weekend, Justin and Jordan will be up in Connecticut teaching total spine thrust. And then our last live course of the year will be December 7th and 8th down in Florence, South Carolina with Jordan. I'm hopping down to that one, freshen up my lumbar skills a little bit. So if you're heading down to South Carolina, I'll see you there in December. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the year. Our online courses are winding down. Have a whole bunch. Pretty much every online course is starting back up either January 6th or January 13th after the new year. And then a whole bunch of live courses winding up starting in January 11th and 12th. Zach will be out in Chicago for Fitness Athlete Live. That same weekend, Justin will be down in Tulsa, Oklahoma for Total Spine Thrust. The next weekend, January 18th and 19th, Modern Management of Adult will be out in Moline, Illinois, west of Chicago. That course only has 3 spots left. I'll be out there helping Dustin and Christina. And then the last weekend of January 25th and 26th, again, Older Adult Live will be down in Baton Rouge with our friends at Delta Physical Therapy. And then Jeff will be in Orlando for Cervical Spine Management. So that's what's going on the next couple months. Hope to see you at a live course or jump into an online course. So let's talk about today's topic, transparency in leadership. What are we talking about with this? Good morning, Kelsey. I see you on there. What are we talking about? We're talking about being transparent both ways as somebody that's part of a team in a clinic or organization, and then being transparent with those who work with you if you're in a leadership, management, clinical director type position. So I want to talk 2 different ways. I want to talk from the position of being the person on the team as a team member, is that clinician in a bigger clinic group, or kind of that person that just has a position in a bigger organization. Some questions to kind of reflect on, things that you should be reflecting on, things you should be asking on as a member of that team, and being honest and direct. And the kind of the whole point of this is to develop a really good working relationship, a really good working environment, and for those of you in the clinic, a really nice, hey, go. Sorry, I warned you. Those of you working in a clinic, to have a really good working, positive working environment that best helps you serve patients. So if you are that clinician, some questions to kind of be reflective on. Is the leadership being transparent with you? And do you feel like you have a good wrap around how many patients a day am I seeing? Am I too busy? Do I think I'm not busy enough? For those of you who may be getting paid a commission based on what you see, or some sort of bonus structure based on productivity, then maybe you're not busy enough. You're not busy enough to make ends meet, right? Your productivity isn't at a level that's sustainable to provide you the income you need to live. And overall, when we're looking at how busy am I, how many patients am I seeing, am I happy with the quality of care that I'm providing, and be really honest with yourself here, and be really honest with your clinic director or clinic owner. When we talk about billing, do you know what you're billing? Do you have access to that data? Because you definitely should. You should have access to the information of the revenue that you're generating. And overall, are you morally and ethically comfortable with how you're billing? Are you being pressured to diversify your codes and bill 5 units an hour and all that sort of thing that goes on? Are you morally and ethically comfortable with that? And again, be honest here. If you're not comfortable, if you're not happy with that, then that definitely becomes apparent, especially as you get frustrated. Are you happy overall with the amount of administrative work that you have to do? We need to understand that some is just kind of part of the job, but overall, are you happy with what things you need to perform as part of your role? Do you feel like you're doing too much? Do you feel like too much of it is unpaid? Are you frustrated and upset that maybe you're spending too much time unpaid off the clock doing things like documentation or following up with patients, or maybe you're somebody that has to do part of your own billing, submit your own authorizations if you're somebody that's seeing insurance, all that sort of administrative work. Are you happy with that amount of time? And again, be honest with yourself here, be honest with your management team, because that frustration can definitely seep through. When we talk about what is the clinic doing for you, so a while back we had an episode about what are you worth, what you should be expecting to get paid, how much of your paycheck you should expect to be taken out to go back to the clinic, and overall, are you happy with that amount, and do you know where it goes? Do you feel like the clinic is keeping your schedule filled? Do you understand where that money is going? If it's going to marketing, do you know what it's going towards marketing-wise? Or do you feel like you're kind of running your own practice within a practice, that you are hustling up your own client base? You are the person they are coming to see. They could not care less about the clinic itself. They are texting you, they are messaging you on social media, and they are requesting you. They're coming to see you and not so much the clinic as a whole. So do you feel like you're running your own clinic within a clinic? Or do you feel like the clinic is actually going to work for you and putting some of that money they take into action to kind of help grow and keep your schedule full, but not too full? And then finally, do you truly understand where that money is going? And are you happy with that? And again, this is probably more than any other point. This is the important one to be honest with. Are you happy and do you truly fundamentally believe that some portion of your pay will always go to the ownership? And ask yourself, are you unable to accept that? Some people are unable to accept that part of their pay as working as part of a bigger clinical group will always go back to the clinic, and that can lead to a lot of frustration. And that's definitely the person that maybe needs to look at opening their own shop if they're never able to accept that some of that money will always be taken away from their paycheck. And the final question to ask yourself is that team member when we're talking about transparency. If the roles were flipped and I was the owner, how would I do it? Would it look very similar or would it look radically different? Because again, if you would say it would be completely different than how we're doing it, then definitely a time to sit down with the ownership and have some sort of discussion, have some sort of review, and express your frustrations and talk about the answers to these questions as you go through them and reflect. Let's flip it now. Now, part of the ownership, part of the leadership position, ask yourself these questions. How many patients are we seeing overall? Are you aware of that? Are you too detached that you don't even know that? Is the clinic too busy? Are you kind of so busy with managerial stuff that you're not even sure? Are there too many gaps on the schedules? Are people kind of standing around too long? And overall, are you happy on the leadership side with the quality of care that overall the clinic is providing and the outcomes that your team is getting? And be honest, in the leadership role, we tend to kind of overlook faults and things because we like somebody or they've been there a long time, or we just don't want to deal with the hassle of trying to sharpen them up or even letting them go. But be really honest here with yourself about these members on the team. Again, talking about billing, but now from a leadership side, are you happy overall with the billing? Do you feel like your team is underbilling and giving away too much time? Morning Addison, I see you there on Instagram. Are you facilitating a culture and team that understands that their time is worth money and the time they spend talking and educating a patient on things other than exercise and other than touching them with manual therapy is just as valuable as hands-on care and exercise, and that they should probably be billing for that, and that what they do with their time overall in the clinic is worth billing for. I think of my time as a student at a clinic where every single person got billed a unit of therapeutic activity because every single therapist was to talk to the patient about proper core bracing, because everybody could always use a stronger core. And so I think about that often, that if there are clinics out there billing like that, then certainly it's worth it to maybe bill a unit for the time you spend talking about nutrition or sleep hygiene. And you probably shouldn't lose too much sleep over that when there's a lot of other more fraudulent type billing going on out there. When we talk about admin work, again, as a leader, are you even aware of how much time your team members spend on their admin work? Is it paid time in the clinic? Are they given an hour within the day? A lot of clinics do that. The first or maybe the last hour of the schedule in the day is for admin time. Do you believe that should be done on lunch and on their own time? Do you not care or not know that maybe folks are going home and doing documentation for a couple hours at night on their own time unpaid? Are you aware of all that? Are you happy with that? And if you were in that role, would you be happy with it? If you had to flip the role with that clinician who's going home and documenting for a few hours, would you be happy with that? Probably the answer, for being honest, is no. So keep that in mind as well. Marketing-wise, what are you doing to market the clinic? Aside from handing out flyers and brochures and kind of doing business as usual with your marketing, what % of gross revenue are you dedicating to marketing? Do you even know that? Are you doing that? Are you kind of just doing business as usual and getting word of mouth referrals and physician referrals and that sort of thing? Or are you putting money to work and trying to reach out into new areas and actually doing active marketing? Do you understand marketing? Do you understand and truly believe that marketing is an investment and not a cost? And be really honest with yourself here. A lot of practice owners, practice managers view marketing as a cost, a thing they have to do, versus if your marketing is really dialed in, it's an investment, and that money goes to work for you, and it helps grow your clinic, and you get a good idea of the return on investment for the money that you spend on marketing. If you don't understand any of that, do you have a resource that does, maybe even somebody on your team that you can turn that work over to? And are you constantly looking to expand the reach of your clinic by securing new and diverse referral sources? So are you trying to put a team member out in the CrossFit gym? Are you trying to put a team member out with the local high school athletic trainer and get into the high school sports teams out at the local gymnastics gyms? Are you trying to diversify the amount of people that you can reach and the different amount of clients overall that you can serve? Or are you kind of just doing what you've always been doing? So questions to keep in mind for marketing. Are you being honest and transparent about where money is going? What is happening income and expense-wise overall with the company? Is the budget available to your team members to see? Oftentimes it's not. Are you somebody that fundamentally believes that information is private and only the owner or the leadership team should know that? If you are, that's probably a red flag, especially to some of your team members. Some folks simply don't care. They don't care about any of that. They just want to come in and treat patients. They don't care about all that business stuff. They don't want to know. They want to keep it as simple as possible. But there are some folks that will be on your team that absolutely want to know all of that information. I'm surprisingly, maybe not for those who know me at all surprising, but one of those people. I want to know all of the data. And I'll tell you that here at ICE, we are 100% committed to being fully transparent, probably overly transparent for most of the faculty. Most of the faculty probably don't care about 99% of the things we talk about, but we put and share out every piece of data that we get. We talk about marketing, we talk about budget, we talk about income and revenue. We have monthly reports about all the different things, what's going on with the podcast and our YouTube channel and all that stuff. Jeff and I believe in being as transparent as possible. Again, most people probably don't care, but it's out there for the faculty review. And here at Health HQ with Mitch and I, we're the same way. There's no hidden information between the two of us. We know our end of month billing reports. We know the expenses, the revenue, the income, all those sorts of numbers. Obviously, it's a little bit easier with just the two of us and us being co-owners, but we believe that's how a clinic should be run. No secrets, no hidden data. It's all out there, accessible for anybody that wants to see. That's part of the team. Last question here to ask, similar to being a team member, as a leadership member or as the owner, if you were to switch positions with a member on your team and kind of work in their role and not yours, would you be happy with your position, or would you feel like you're kind of getting the short end of the stick? It's really important to kind of put your head in that frame of mind every now and again to keep yourself in a good perspective of maybe I'm not being transparent enough. Maybe I am overworking people. Maybe I am expecting too much admin time unpaid out of my folks, and maybe I am not doing enough to fill their schedules, and they are hustling up their own clientele. And those are all recipes for turnover, right? And that's kind of what we're getting at with this whole topic today, that we need to be fully transparent in leadership, both from an individual side and from a leadership side, to avoid creating a really, really negative and toxic culture, and that if our clinicians are happy, if our clinic is happy, that means our patients are usually happy, and that means everybody wins. And overall recognize that if there are these red flags that pop up with answers to those questions, that can result in turnover, which can be devastating. We've talked about that here on the podcast before, that clinician turnover, especially if a veteran clinician, costs you way, way more than just hiring somebody else. It causes patients to leave. They follow that veteran clinician often. Newer clinicians, newer grads are just not as efficient time-wise. Overall need more kind of mentorship than a veteran clinician, and we need to minimize that turnover overall. So ask yourself those questions. Go back through if you are somebody that is just seeing patients, just a team member in a clinic, run through those first set of questions. If you are in a leadership position, ask yourself the leadership questions and kind of reflect on what your answers are and look for ways that you can improve those. So I hope that helps. Again, we fully believe in being 100% transparent, oversharing of information on the ICE side, on the Health HQ side. We find it's the best way to lead. There's no question about what's going on. People are free to discuss and make suggestions based on all the information that we give them. And we find that that's much better than kind of withholding information and only giving it when asked, or even refusing to give it as well. So chew on those questions. Let me know your thoughts about this topic. Something that has come up over the past couple weeks, some stuff that some folks have asked questions about as well when we throw out the Q&A Monday questions. Last little thing before we let you go, don't forget to sign up for Hump Day Hustling, our weekly email newsletter. 5 of the articles over the past week that the ICE faculty are reading, put together in a really quick email by Jeff with some hits and some links to the article. Sometimes newer research, sometimes just some really good quality research that we've been reading and vibing on. No spam, right to your inbox. Go to ptonice.com, scroll to the bottom, and sign up for Hump Day Hustling. Don't forget to sign up for Virtual ICE, our online mentorship group. We meet every Tuesday night. We talk about a different topic with a different ICE faculty member. $29 a month. No commitment for now. We're going to be making some changes to the VICE program starting January 1st. So if you're on the fence about jumping into VICE, make sure you jump in before we change it. Don't forget to hit gut check. And then if you're going to be in Florence in December, I'll see you there. If you're going to be in Chicago in January, Fitness Athlete, I'll see you there. And that next weekend, if you're going to be out in Moline, Illinois for Modern Management Older Adult, I will also see you there. Other than that, have a great week. I'll be back on Tuesday. We're going to talk about some ankle mobility techniques and treatments on Technique Tuesday, so I'm happy to share that all with you. Have a great weekend. Have fun with Gut Check. Bye, everybody.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.